Hey, good day, everybody. This is Etienne Marcel Pertut, the Sports Inquirer. Welcome to another edition of the original Free Kick. On this edition, we're going to be hearing from Atlanta United defender Stian Gregersen as the team prepares to visit Miami, Inter Miami, for their final road contest of the MLS regular season. And we'll hear from Stian and have some thoughts about what he had to say about the upcoming matchup and much more. Before we get to Stian, as always, to follow everything that we do, head to the mothership, thesportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. And you can follow us on our audio and video host, which include YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. You can also go to our website, thesportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. And finally, you can go to our social media platforms, Twitter/X, Instagram, and Facebook. Just look us up under Etienne Marcel Pertut of the Sports Inquirer, and you'll see us right there. So earlier this week, we were able to head to the Atlanta United training facility in Marietta and speak with Stian Gregersen, the Norwegian defender, as the Five Stripes prepared to wrap up their regular season in their penultimate, I think that's the way you say it, their next to last regular season contest. They do travel to Miami on Saturday, October 11th. And we were able to, well, me and the media, we were able to speak to Stian about all things in his world and Atlanta United as a team just tries to wrap up the regular season on a positive note. Let's hear from Stian. Enjoy.
Yeah. When you have so many starters out and so many of the twos players and younger players in, is that almost a better opportunity to learn a little bit more about yourself as a player when you're working with different guys?
No, of course, it's a little bit challenge, but it's also a good opportunity who haven't played so much this year to show the coach really want this. So yeah, a good opportunity for us to go there and get a good result. They're also missing a lot of players, or a few. So yeah.
Any of the players stand out to you so far? Of the young players, any other standing out to you?
Yeah, it's a lot. They're coming up sometimes the whole year, and there's a lot of good qualities there. They are young and have if they're still working, and so they have a good future. Saul looks very good, like a defender, and you have a few midfielders also. So yeah, it looks good.
The past few games, you've been sometimes almost an attacking midfielder, bringing the ball up from deep places. That's not something that I remember seeing from you last year. Is that something that Ronnie asked you to do, or is it just you taking advantage of opportunities?
Yeah, of course we are working a lot of different things to develop me also. And if we're playing like 5 or 3 in behind, it's also to step with the ball because we are 3 defenders there. So yeah, and when we play against 2 striker, one of us 3 have to do that. So we get through the striker, and then we play from there.
How do you think the team executed the game plan against LAFC with the 3 center backs?
I think it was very good. It was very compact. The aggression was very good, and I think for me, in my standpoint, it felt very safe when I was out there. But maybe we could have more ball, but it's a tough away games. They have beat a lot of teams there with 3 and 4 goals. So, but it's very, what can I say, sad or bad that we concede a goal in the end. But we can also score the first goal with the Bartok shot. So yeah.
How are you feeling physically? And just this is a long run for you being on the pitch, and you've struggled just to be consistently on the pitch. But it's been a good run for you. How important is that for you to keep this up through these last few matches and then trying to carry this over into the off season?
Yeah, it's very important. I feel good, but it could be better because I was a long time away in the middle of the season, but it becomes better and better. But yeah, I have to be what can I say, more fit, and so I can show my best of myself also. But I think I'm starting to do that now. But now the season is over. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season. Yeah.
Is there something you've changed with your approach over these past month or so to just stay on the pitch, and maybe some things that you've learned from that mid-season injury issues that you've been able to just carry over into now?
Yes, and we have changed a lot also with David had comes in, Chris Murphy have comes in, and that's helped a lot. Ronny set demands on us how fit we're gonna be. So it's a lot of changes inside the club, and for the fitness and stuff like that, how we train and the intensity, and hopefully it will be better from next year.
What more do you think you need to do to make the Norway World Cup squad? What more do you think you need to do to make the Norway potential World Cup squad?
We have to do better in the league, of course, better results. That will help. I'm in and out there, so you never know if you're gonna go or not. But of course, I want to go there. I was there in the beginning of the qualification, but now they didn't pick me out because I was injured, and we're doing not so well.
Right.
So fair enough. But yeah, it's good to see the guys in the national team. They have a game on Saturday now. If they're gonna win against Israel, it's almost to go to qualify to the World Cup.
I mean, is that, considering you're out of the playoffs at this point, is that your primary motivating factor right now? To try to put yourself in a position to get on that team? Is that your most important motivating factor right now?
Yes, of course. It's been a big dream for me to especially play in the World Cup in USA for my national team. Maybe go out to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and wearing the Norwegian jersey. That have been a big dream.
Stian, you guys last week held the highest scoring side in the Western Conference to just one goal, and a big part of that was Jaden Hibbert as well in the net. How have you seen his presence and who he is between the sticks evolve from that first start against Toronto to right now?
Yeah, I think he developed, grown more and more for every games. He has been top there. It feels safe to have him there, and he's starting also to demand on us also. So that's good to speaking to be a vocal guy. So yeah, and he's very young, like you said, 20, 21. Yeah, 21. So yeah, he keep going, and you have a very good goalkeeper there.
With the results and with your injuries this season, how hard has it been in 2025 for you?
Yeah, it's very tough to be injured because you always want to be the part of the team to help them, be on the pitch, be on around them, and yeah, it was a very, what can I say, hard injured for me. It became longer than it was expected. So, but yeah, you have to learn from that also. But when you are injured, you can work on other things also. So you have to stay positive. But now I'm full healthy, and yeah, hopefully it can be better in the future.
You mentioned some of the changes made. What's the most important thing that you changed that's enabled you to stay on the pitch for now? I think it's the longest run you've had at Atlanta United for consecutive starts.
That I have a better
Recovery?
Yeah, recovery with Chris. I have a better conversation with him, that we work together more, what can I say, more me and him. So suits me better for my body because I'm very tall, so I have to do a little bit different exercises than the normal guys have to do. So that suits me very well, and I feel it also out there. It's much better.
So that's the biggest change, is difference in the exercises and recovery.
Yeah, it's more special for me.
Okay.
In my body. Yeah.
Okay.
How
Can you share one of them, just so I can write about it, have something specific to write about?
No, I work a lot of core because I'm a very tall guy.
Right.
So if we work working on those kind of muscles, so that's helped a lot.
And that is life, working on your core. I guess your mental and your physical core. It's all about the core. So, well, thanks for Stian speaking with us and talking with us about everything that's going on. Yeah, several highlights from that. We'll start with him personally, and then kind of transition to the Miami contest. I was the one who asked about him having his best stretch of play. I think he's, and Doug Roberson, the great columnist, writer from Atlanta Journal-Constitution, I think he touched on it as well. I think it's his longest healthy stretch for Atlanta United since he arrived on the team a few years ago. So that's been really big, and he has been in a season of many disappointments. When he's been on the pitch, especially this past few weeks, for about a month or so, he's been a highlight. He's played really well for the team. So I was one who asked about that and that consistent play, and Doug touched on it as well. We're in the middle of European qualification. We're in the middle of World Cup qualifications, and UEFA is in the midst of that as well. And Norway didn't call him up for this last round of matchups in friendly / qualifications. So it's he wants to be on that team, obviously, and he just has not been healthy consistently on in a window to really. He was there the first kind of part of qualifications for Norway, but for this last round, he just said it's just not on the pitch enough, and I think him showing what he's been doing for the Atlanta United. Obviously, the World Cup's many months away. We're in the press room talking about that before the players or before Stian, and honestly, and later on, Coach Dahlia came out. We'll talk about the World Cup and predictions and all, because qualifications are going on, and it's just we're talking right now in October 2025. We mentioned all of the favorites and teams that surprise, and that can all change in a heartbeat or with the injury or two, with just the way things are. In Norway, obviously, with their squad and with Holland and others, they need to qualify for the World Cup first. But I think that he'd really want to be on that squad. He could tell he really wants to be on there, and understandably so. But if he keeps playing like this, he can get a call up and maybe find his way onto the team. So he mentioned, I guess, his recovery's been better, working on his core, all of that good stuff. Going to the matchup itself on the field against Miami, we did see him go with a back five against LAFC in their loss last week in Los Angeles, and three center backs, including Stien. I don't know if they necessarily can go with that route again with the players that may or may not be available, because we already know just through the international call-ups, Miguel Almiron's not going to be there. Alexei Moranchuk, Saba's not going to be there, and Sleech will not be there as well. Guys that we've seen play and start the majority of the season for Atlanta. So with those guys not being available, I don't know if they necessarily can go back to a back five, but you did see better possession, better control of the contest, especially in the first half for Atlanta against LAFC. And going with the back five and the three center backs was a big factor in that. And Stien was right in the middle of that, being a big contributor and even pushing forward, as Doug mentioned, on a few occasions and getting into the opposing box or opposing offensive end. So just very interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, Atlanta is coming into the contest. Just trying to end on a positive note. We'll see what happens with Miami. Lionel Messi may or may not play. They got other international players on their squad as well. They're fighting for playoff positioning themselves. Miami, but I think with Miami, they're really more about just being healthy, especially the age of some of their players on the roster. They just want to be healthy. If they go at home or on the road, they just want to be healthy heading into the postseason, which is only a few weeks away. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what the Stien and Atlanta United can do as they head out to Miami to play their final road game of the season. And we'll have some post-match analysis and more on that on all of our platforms, starting with the sportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter /X, Instagram, and Facebook. And finally, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our audio and video host, which include YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and more. Oh, and Apple Podcasts. Make sure you go to Apple Podcasts as well. Don't forget about them. As always, thanks for listening or watching this latest edition of the Original Free Kick. Until next time, good fight, good night, and be safe.